know what it is about this order, but it feels like way more spread out than usual. Let's see what we can do tackling it in our unboxing today. Let's dive on in. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Amanda Willis. I empower families to wellness authentically through biblically rooted principles. And one of my favorite things to do on this channel is share with you guys some of the companies and products that have really helped us in that journey as our family has been approaching it ourselves. So these are products that we use on the regular. Anything you see here that I share with you is stuff that we are actively using. And today that is Azure Standard. So without further ado, let's dive on in. The very first thing we have in here is a restock on our peppermint leaves, you guys. This is just cut and sifted peppermint leaves that we use as peppermint tea. It's loose leaf. It's way cheaper than if you try to buy peppermint tea, and they are organic. The quality is really, really good when you open them because they're stored in the mylar. It still has all of the aroma of the oils and everything, which is wonderful. Because we are extra in our house, we also tend to add some Young Living Peppermint Vitality to our peppermint tea as well. But we do love a good tea. So I'm excited to have this to restock as we are getting low on that. Next up, y'all, we are entering big baking season, right? And not only baking season, but Thanksgiving is like less than 2 weeks away. Whew. Okay. So as I was going to put my order together, I realized that I was like, oh, this is my last pickup before Thanksgiving. So there are some things in here that we are stocking up on for the season and for the meal. So we have organic pecan pieces. I like to order the pieces whenever I'm ordering nuts. Almonds would probably be the only exception really to that. Well, okay, maybe not. Pistachios as well, but like pecans, walnuts, those kind of things. It's always cheaper if you get the baker's pieces or the pieces versus trying to get entire whole walnuts. They're usually decent sized pieces still too. And these are raw, but it saves you on the price a little bit. So I will be soaking and then dehydrating these. And that way you get the deactivation of all the phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors that are in nuts and seeds. But by dehydrating them, I can still use them in the same way that I would just straight out of the bag like that. But it's much easier on the digestive tract. So when we make our maple bourbon pecan pie, they will be soaked. All right. Next up is 5 pounds of organic chocolate chips. Chocolate has gotten expensive, friends. I was doing price comparisons and it was cheaper for me to get them from Azure than it was from Natural Grocers. I just hadn't bought much chocolate. I think I bought a pound. I hadn't bought more than that in a while. And I just didn't realize how much the price had gone up on chocolate. That's a real deal. And there's a lot of factors that play into that. But it's not just like a US economy thing right now. That's a bigger deal with the actual sourcing of the cacao. But 5 pounds of chocolate chips because we're not going through the holidays without chocolate chips. Okay. And then I decided to try, these are the pitted black olives. They are just medium. They're not organic, but I know Azure sources their things very well. And so I can guarantee you they haven't been sprayed with a bunch of stuff. They also have none of the ferrous gluconate in there, which is what can make olives have that like metallic taste to them. I used to think it was just because they came out of a can, but that's not the reason. So I ordered just 1 can of them for right now because Thanksgiving is not Thanksgiving, in my opinion, without black olives. So I got some of those. And then they redid the packaging and it's a beautiful label on here. This is the Ms. Grey black tea, which it's basically Earl Grey with lavender combined with it. I love this one. Honestly, I would love to get most of my teas from Farmhouse Teas. She does a fantastic job sourcing and everything. But sometimes, extra shipping doesn't make sense. All of those kind of things, just getting it all together. And I've been out of Earl Grey tea, which is not a good thing as we enter the colder months. I want this, and I'm excited to have it back. And then I think we did get honey last month or the month before, but I went ahead and got us some extra because I use a lot of honey in baking. And again, we're in that season, right? Don't want to run out, and honey lasts as long as you store it well. It should last like pretty much forever. And a sales flyer is in there as well if you are a paper hard copy person like I am with most things. All right, let's start ditching these boxes, shall we? Like, get them out of here because I feel claustrophobic with the boxes. With that, let's go for these guys next so we have some more space. Okay. If you ferment on a regular basis, or if you are storing a lot of bulk goods, and or if you make a lot of broth on a regular basis, I do all of these things. And if you do those things, you can probably relate to you can never have enough glass jars. Eventually we will get there, but as we're baby stepping, I need more glass jars, and I especially need large ones. When I'm doing our soaked vinegars, when I am soaking these scraps and creating vinegar, then like I just quart size jars is not enough. Half gallon is really pushing it. I really wanted more gallons. So I got these even without the lids because you can order them with or without lids. I got them without because I'm not planning to use these ones for storage. I'm planning to use these ones for making vinegar so that I can make my vinegar at a little bit faster pace and I'm not at the mercy of however long it's taking everything to ferment for all of my fruit scrap vinegars. So they come in a case of 4. So we have 4 more gallon jars. Beautifully packaged box, actually. All right. I can't toss this box, so we're going to gently set this one down. I don't want to break the glass. All right. Next up. Here we go. Now I feel less claustrophobic. We have some frozen goods, and I love that these are actually, they started packaging them here instead of in the box. Actually, I have mixed feelings kind of about that, but I like it for right now. And 5 pounds of green beans, green bean casserole, you betcha, and frozen vegetables, organic vegetables have gotten really expensive. They used to be something that was really cheap, and I feel like the prices are crazy. So even though they are on sale at Natural Grocers right now, when I price compared the sales flyer, they were much cheaper through Azure. So we've got the organic green beans and then also organic cranberries for making our own cranberry sauce. Possibly for decorating with too. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. I might do some jellied cranberry sauce too. I usually do a fresh cranberry sauce. It's spiced cranberries. It's really good. They do gel, but they're not in the like, classic cranberry can kind of style, right? I saw an Instagram account where she did the canned cranberry jelly sauce, and she did them in the like 1.5 pint jars from Azure, which I need to get some probably next month. So if I have extra cranberries, if I'm thinking about it, I might do that, because then when you dump it out, it has that cylinder shape that just has some sort of nostalgia to it, even though I do not want the high fructose corn syrup that's in the ones from the store, So seemed like a good thing. Have you ever canned cranberry sauce? Let me know. Okay, next up, apples. You guys, I got, how much is this, 20 pounds? I don't remember. I think it is. Yes, 20 pounds of Fuji apples. Fuji's are a good storage apple. And so though I could can a bunch of these, dehydrate a bunch of these, honestly, what I'm planning to do with them right now is store them in our garage. And I'm going to get them into a cool storage. I'm actually going to review Homesteading Family. They did a really great video. I remember Carolyn breaking down how they store their apples, the ones they pick from their farm, but same thing. Well, okay, not same thing, but similar process, same process as to store these. And so I remember them doing something in the cooler in their garage where it stays cool enough, but then they're not freezing. And so we're going to work on that. I have to go find that video and hunt for it. Because then we're just going to store apples so that we have them on hand for either fresh eating, charcuterie boards. I want to make a pie. I do already have some apple pie filling already canned, so that's why I'm partly a little hesitant to just make a bunch more of that. I think I have 4 or 5 jars of apple pie filling, and I don't usually make that many apple pies during the year, so we'll see. And heavy cream, because when you're making pies for Thanksgiving, you must also make ice cream. And so I got the Alexander Family Farm A2A2 heavy cream. This works great for ice cream. And then we have my favorite chicken feed, which is the Scratch and Peck layer mash from Scratch and Peck Feeds. And it's a big, I think this is a 40-pound bag. Yes, organic 40. Yes, 40-pound bag, no soy, no corn. It ferments well. So if you're particular like we are with our chicken feed, that's a great option before like we get into eventually making it ourselves. It is on the list. We'll get there. And then last up, again, it is baking season. So I'm using much more all-purpose flour than usual. So I just want to make sure that we keep our stashed, that we keep it nice and stocked. And this is the all-purpose, just basic organic unbleached. So you don't have any bromine added to this. You don't have any bleach. It's not going to be your most flavorful, flour. It's just your basic all-purpose flour, but it works really well and it doesn't have any toxins in it. So we go for that. All right, friends, that is our November Azure Standard order. Tell me, is there anything in here that was new for you? Anything that you have different uses for that you want to share? I always love hearing those. I learned so much from you guys, and I so appreciate you taking time to watch this video. Until next time, take care, friends. Cheers.